The differences of immigrants, non-immigrants, and special immigrants under Philippine immigration law. So first is the immigrants. So Section 48 of Commonwealth Act 613 defines an immigrant as any alien departing from any place outside the Philippines destined for the Philippines other than a non-immigrant. So an immigrant is a foreign national who enters the Philippines with the intention of establishing permanent residence. Unlike temporary visitors, immigrants intend to live in the country indefinitely and may be granted permanent resident status provided they satisfy requirements of Philippine immigration laws. Under the Philippine Immigration Act, immigrants are classified into quota immigrants and non-quota immigrants. So a quota immigrant is admitted under the annual numerical limitation prescribed by law. Commonwealth Act 613 originally limited the admission of quota immigrants to not more than 500 persons of any one nationality in a calendar year. A non-quota immigrant is exempt from this numerical limitation. Examples include the foreign spouse of a Philippine citizen and certain unmarried children of Philippine citizens who qualify under the law. As permanent residents, immigrants are expected to comply with Philippine laws and immigration regulations while enjoying the privileges granted to their immigration status. So next is the non-immigrants. Section 9 of Commonwealth Act 613 provides for the admission of non-immigrants, who are foreign nationals allowed to enter the Philippines temporarily for a specific purpose. Unlike immigrants, non-immigrants do not intend to establish permanent residence. Their stay is limited to the period authorized by their visa, and they must comply with all conditions attached to their admission. The law recognizes the following classes of non-immigrants. So first is the temporary visitor. It is a foreign national admitted temporarily for business, tourism, or health. Next is the transit passenger. It is a foreign national passing through the Philippines while traveling to another destination. Next is a seaman. It is a crew member serving on board a vessel arriving at a Philippine port. Next is a treaty trader or a treaty investor. It is a foreign national entitled to enter the Philippines under an existing treaty or of commerce and navigation between the Philippines and another country. Next is a foreign government official. So officials, diplomats, and representatives of foreign governments entering the Philippines on official government business. Next are students. A foreign national admitted for the purpose of studying in a Philippine educational institution authorized to accept foreign students. Next are prearranged employee. It is a foreign national admitted to engage in a lawful employment after obtaining the appropriate visa and complying with Philippine labor and immigration requirements. So non-immigrants are required to leave the Philippines upon the expiration of their authorized stay unless they are granted an extension or a lawful change of immigration status. So next are special immigrants. So the term special immigrant is not one of the original classifications under Commonwealth Act 613. Instead, it refers to foreign nationals who are granted a special immigrant visa or immigration status under subsequent Philippine laws, executive orders, presidential issuances, or international agreements. So special immigrant status is granted only to individuals who meet the qualifications prescribed by the specific law creating the visa category. Their rights, privileges, and duration of stay depend on the provisions of that law. So these are examples of special immigrants. Categories include certain former Filipino citizens who qualify under special legislation. Next are foreign nationals granted special immigrant status under international agreements entered into by the Philippine government. Next are the other individuals specifically authorized by law or presidential issuances to receive special immigrant status. So because these categories are created by laws separate from Commonwealth Act 613, their qualifications and privileges vary depending on the applicable legal authority.
Deportation. Deportation is the formal and legal process of removing a foreign national from a country because they violated immigration laws, committed crimes, or are considered a threat to public safety or national security. The person is sent back to their country of origin and may be restricted from returning. Exclusion. Exclusion is the act of denying a foreigner entry into a country because they fail to meet immigration requirements, have invalid documents, have a criminal record, or are considered inadmissible under the law. It happens before the person is allowed to enter the country. Exile. Exile is the forced absence or removal of a person from their own country or homeland, often due to political conflicts, punishment, or a government decision. A person in exile is not allowed or chooses not to return their place of origin for a certain period or permanently.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmates. So, the agency assigned to our group is Bureau of Immigration and Deportation. And I'll be discussing how they do work together and limitation of their work, PNP, BID, and DFA. Each has its own job, but they coordinate to cover gaps in cross-border, criminal, and regulatory cases. So, PNP, ang common role niya is primary law enforcement, patrol, arrest, and general investigation. And yung BID naman is border control, visas, alien registration, and deportation. FDA naman is food and drug safety, product registration, and health regulation. So how they cooperate? PNP provide manpower, warrants, security, and criminal probe shares intel on foreign suspect. So real example naman is raids on illegal pogos, fake drug labs, or trafficking hubs. Sa BID naman, how they cooperate, verifies identity, legal stay, processes deportation, alerts others to fake documents. Real example is Alice Goo case. BI confirmed fake PH documents, PNP investigated criminal links. Sa FDA naman, how they cooperate, give technical expertise, flags illegal imports, coordinate entry and exit. Real example is seizure of unregistered meds or substandard goods with PNP and BI. Yung common teamwork nila is border and travel BI, checks visas PNP secure ports, FDA inspect imported goods. Crime networks, BI flag foreign suspects, PNP conducts raids, FDA check contraband products. Yung limitation of their cooperation naman, number 1, separate powers. BI cannot arrest for ordinary crimes. PNP cannot order deportation. FDA cannot file criminal charge alone. Number 2, jurisdiction gaps. Delay happen when info is not shared fast or rules overlap. Number 3, process differences. BI follow admin rules, PNP follows criminal procedure, FDA follows health regulation, conflicting rules, slow action. Number 4, resource and coordination issues. Manpower gaps, red tape, and communication lags weaken response. Number 5, accountability. Corruption like pastillas scam or conflicting orders can stop proper coordination. In short, they are stronger together. PNP enforces, BI manage in entry stays. FDA is safeguard health, but they depend on clear coordination, shared intel, and respect for each other's legal limits.
So how does the DFA and BI works together? They work together to maintain national borders, process travel documents, and combat fraud through data sharing, border control, and inter-agency agreement. The DFA issues Philippine passports and overseas diplomatic visas, while BI validates these travels document and monitors arrival and departures at all international borders. Both agencies coordinate under security framework like sharing intelligence and data to detect and stop fraudulent passport applications and identity misrepresentation.
I explained the three important immigration permits: the special worker permit, the special study permit, and the re-entry permit. First is the special worker permit. It allows a foreign national to work legally in the country for a short period, usually for temporary or specialized employment. And second, the special study permit. It allows foreign nationals to enroll in approved school or training institution. It is commonly required for non-degree and language courses. And last, the re-entry permit allows foreign residents or visa holders to leave the country and return without losing their immigration status. So, in summary, the SWP is for temporary work, the SSP is for studying, and the re-entry permit is for maintaining legal status while traveling abroad. This permit helps ensure that foreign nationals comply with the country's immigration laws. That's all, ma'am.